Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? And this is the highly anticipated video, the final part of our European flag section, using this amazing book called The Flag Book, which is by Lonely Planet Kids. And I wish I had this book when I was a kid. We've been working through it, and we're nearly finished. Well, on the European flag section at least. So if you want to see your country, I will have done it if it's in Europe, and technically if it's on the edge of Europe, near Asia. But today, we're just going to do 3 countries which are left. We're going to do Russian Federation. We're going to do the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, plus its overseas territories and crown dependencies. And we're going to look at the Dutch overseas territories as well, which is where we'll start today actually. So if you are from any of these countries, give this video a little like, and if you're not, then you can also like the video if you want to. But those are the countries we're looking at today. And if you're not included, it means I've already done yours, and it'll be in this series, an earlier video in this series. Right then. The Netherlands. One of the countries that I have a little bit of a crush on. It has to be said. I'm crushing hard on the Netherlands. If you are from the Netherlands and you want to watch me do ASMR in Dutch, I've got a channel for that, so go looking for it. Okay, the Netherlands, adopted in 1937. It's national and civil usage. And the design are 3 horizontal bands in red, white and blue. Although it's quite a particular type of red, quite different to say Luxembourg, and on the other part of the page here, Belgium, so it's quite different tone, different shade. The top band was once orange, but was changed to red, and I can understand that. I think it explains the orange in a second, so I'll let it. I won't talk about it myself, I'll read it out. The colours are based on the livery, servants' uniforms of Prince William of Orange, who led the country to independence from Spain in the 16th century. I've never actually read much about this time period, but I'm always really weirded, like shocked, that Spain down here at one point took control over parts of Belgium and the Netherlands for a while, like maybe it was like 100 years or something off the top of my head. And my degree is in Hispanic studies, Spanish and history, culture, and we never once talked about it, so it's something that I need to educate myself about. It seems really strange that of all countries, the Netherlands would have been under the control of Spain, not, France or Germany or England. Strange. The history of the Netherlands stretches back centuries. Its flag colours derive from its first royal ruler, William I, who led the country to independence from Spain in the 16th century. William, who was nicknamed William the Silent, was Prince of Orange, hence the original choice of orange on the flag. Nobody knows for sure why the orange band became red. It may have been due to poor orange dyes, how cute, or for political reasons. And then there's this picture. orange band there. Orange is the colour of the Dutch royal family and is worn on many occasions. On royal birthdays, an orange pennant, a narrow triangular flag, is flown above the national flag. I read a fun fact about the colour orange actually. So the reason that carrots are orange is because of the Dutch. So they had got a number of different carrots, because carrots originally weren't orange at all. You can still buy them occasionally in the shops. But if you go to a supermarket, almost every carrot is now orange, but they didn't used to be. And apparently they were like engineered from different coloured carrots to create orange, to be a gift to the royal family of the Netherlands. So the fact that all carrots are orange now is basically completely down to the Dutch. Okay. Let's talk about the Dutch territories then. So there are 6 islands in total. I am familiar with the 3 S's and the A, B, C islands. Technically it should be ACB, but it doesn't rhyme as well, does it? I looked into this because I've got the other channel, the football ASMR channel as well. And I looked at who would be eligible from the Netherlands to play for these countries, Curaçao particularly, and Curaçao generally could qualify for World Cups in the North American zone, along with the USA, Canada, Mexico. If they had even half of the people that were eligible play for them, because very many Dutch football players have parents or grandparents from Curaçao. Okay, so Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao, the ABC. So Aruba is this light blue, the 2 lines and the red star. A light blue background representing the sky, peace, sea, peace and hope. A red 4-pointed star, top left with a white outline, representing the island's red soil and white sands. 2 narrow horizontal yellow bands on the bottom half, said to represent the local Wanglo flower. Then Bonaire, got these not horizontal, but these blocks, yellow, white and blue. A large blue triangle, they've described it. Bottom right representing the sea, small yellow triangle. Top left representing the sun and the flowering Gibraltar tree. A red star with 6 points, representing 6 settlements, with a black compass circle on a white diagonal band. Diagonal is the word I'm looking for. And then Curaçao, 2 5-pointed white stars, symbolizing love and happiness, top left. A blue background representing the sea and sky, with a yellow band for the sun across the bottom half. And then you've got the 3 S islands, Saba, that I've never heard of, sorry, Sint Eustatius and Sint Maarten. I don't really think I knew Sint Eustatius, but I definitely knew Sint Maarten. And for argument's sake, they are located here. So this is Hispaniola, Haiti is this side, and Dominican Republic is there. That must be Puerto Rico then, I guess. Jamaica will be over here, and Cuba up there, and Bahamas will be up there. So Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao, next to I think that's Venezuela, or is it Brazil? Maybe Venezuela, Brazil. And then all these islands here, Saba, Sint Maarten and Sint Eustatius. Okay, so Saba, let's learn about Saba. a yellow five-pointed star representing Sabah on a white diamond, red corner triangles above and blue corner triangles below refer to the Netherlands. I see. Sint Eustatius. It's a really interesting flag, isn't it? A central white diamond with an image of the island inside. These nice hills and the star. Red outlines divide the blue background into 4 5-sided shapes with red borders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, St. Martin. So it's got this red, blue, and then the white triangle with the crest. Horizontal bands of red and blue for courage, or red for courage and blue for peace. Coat of arms on a white triangle. The arms include a rising sun and a flying pelican, St. Martin's national bird. Very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to attempt. I've done an entire video on this before, so I think I can manage it, but the UK is super complicated. I am from the UK and I still don't understand it myself, so if I get anything wrong, it is by accident, not by ignorance. For example, I'm going to start out by saying two things. One, Guernsey, the Isle of Man and Jersey are not part of the UK. They are countries, I'm going to use that word, in their own right, but they are crown dependencies. They have their own governments, but the UK is responsible for them. I don't understand what responsible for them means, like in what capacity, but until I started reading about them as from being from Wales, from Britain, I always thought that these three were part of the UK, but they're absolutely not. So. And the second thing, which is quite controversial, we'll be talking about Ireland, and it does say quite clearly here that this is not, that Northern Ireland doesn't have a flag, but it explains more about it. So just before you can stop writing that comment right now, and yeah, we'll come back to Northern Ireland in a second, but we'll talk about Northern Ireland, we'll talk about Ireland a little bit as well, even though I know, again, that Ireland's not part of the UK. Again, growing up in Britain, I did kind of think of Ireland as part of a big happy family. The blissful ignorance of a child. Okay, so we've got Europe here, and this is the island of Britain. Okay, and Wales is there, England is here, and Scotland is there. And this is the island of Ireland, which politically consists of two countries, Northern Ireland in the north and Republic of Ireland in the south, which takes up about 75–80% of the rest of the island. Okay. I always take a deep breath before I say anything about Ireland, because I know that it's a very charged political subject, question, and so I'm very careful not to say anything that would upset anyone. Okay, adopted in 1801. It's national and civil, a central red cross on a white cross we're in red satires, they're called saltires, diagonal crosses on a blue background. See what it says, and then I'll explain what I understand about this flag as well, because as a Welshman I'm not a fan, and I'm going to explain why. The flag design represents the United Nations of the country. The white saltire on a blue background is the cross of St. Andrew, symbolising Scotland. The red cross on a white background is the cross of St. George, representing England. The red saltire on a white background represents St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. Northern Ireland is a part of the United Kingdom. Okay. Let's read this and then I'm going to talk about it. Oh yeah, it actually does. It does down here for me. England, Scotland and Wales united as a country in 1707. I have issues with the wording of this, but fine. Ireland joined in 1801. Joined. Again. But Southern Ireland became independent in 1921, so this is now the flag of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I'm getting closer to having my opinion. The Union Jack was designed by order of James VI of Scotland, who became King of England and Wales in 1603. James chose to combine the flags below to use as a jack on ships, which is why it is called the Union Jack. So England in 1606 has the same flag as now Scotland as well, which made the Union flag. And then, so it should be pointed out that at this point in time, England had invaded Wales and claimed it as its own territory. So in 1606, Wales was not recognised as a country. It was just seen as a county of England. So this flag, it actually stands for England and Wales in that sense. So England plus Scotland makes the Union Jack there. Then Ireland joined. I'm sure my Irish subscribers, there are quite a few of you, will not be happy with that word, but okay, we'll use it. So Ireland in 1801, and then when you added that along, it became its current form. The Union flag, it says, was adopted in 1801 to represent the uniting of nations. Interesting choice of words. Union flag 1801. Since 1922, the red saltire only represents Northern Ireland. So there's several issues with this flag. One, it doesn't represent Wales whatsoever. Secondly, it actually represents Ireland, and Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, is not a part of the UK. So, but anyway. So I personally don't like the flag because it doesn't represent me, but that's just me being a stubborn, very, very proud Welshman. Okay, sub-national flags. These nations, thank you, correct word, of the United Kingdom have their own flags. To an American, you might be thinking, are they like states? It's not exactly the same. We are actually countries within a country. It's a very unusual system, but we are actually countries. But we're in a union of countries. So no, we're not states or provinces or anything else. We are actually countries. The Red Cross of St. George, England's patron saint. It became the flag of England in medieval times. Northern Ireland does not have an official flag, agreed by all its political parties, but sometimes adopts St. Patrick's saltire for special occasions. Scotland. I do love the colours of the Scottish flag. The white saltire on a dark blue background represents St. Andrew, the patron saint of Scotland. On page 95 you can find out the legend of its magical appearance in the clouds. And then my beautiful flag. It has to be, come on, it has to be one of the nicest flags in the world. Steeped in legend, the red dragon is the ancient symbol of Wales. It sits on a green landscape below a white sky. So I think off the top of my head, completely coming from me so you can check me, the white stands for Christianity, the green for the land of Wales, and the red for two things. One for the blood in combat or whatever, and the second because in our ancient text called the Mabinogion there was a fight between a red dragon and a white dragon, and it was said that the Red Dragon won and will prevail, and people have said that the White Dragon represents England and the Red Dragon represents Wales. So we have the Red Dragon on our flag. And if you're ever unsure, someone told me this once, its rear end faces England. And we are saying hello to Ireland. So if you imagine we're here, so our bum is facing England and we're waving at Ireland. So that's the way you know it's the right way around. No offence, England. You can take a joke. Okay, these islands, known as Crown dependencies, have their own governments, but the UK is responsible for them. It doesn't say anything more, so I'm not sure in what capacity. Guernsey, Jersey, and the Isle of Man. These two islands are very small and they are very close to the French mainland. The Isle of Man, on the other hand, is actually between the island of Ireland and Scotland. And it has, well, they're trying to reignite the language. It did officially die out, but some people actually speak it nowadays. It's an old form of Irish and Scottish Gaelic. So yeah, there was a Celtic language there. Whereas lots of people in Guernsey and Jersey actually speak French. The cross of St. George with a gold cross added on top, it comes from the flag of William of Normandy, who conquered England in 1066. Guernsey was once part of the Duchy of Normandy. So it was actually part of France at some point. Ooh, new word for me. Triskelion, a pattern of 3 legs, in armour and wearing golden spurs. A very ancient symbol that may have been used by Vikings who once ruled the island. Vikings did go to Ireland quite a lot. I think they settled in Dublin, so that would make sense actually. And then Jersey, the larger of the two islands, I believe. A red saltire on white, the cross of St. Patrick, with a royal coat of arms above, consisting of the shield of England and a gold crown. The 3 lions there, like on the England football shirts. Because I think, because they're not part of the UK, there's like rules about customs. I think you can get, like, there's no VAT or something. I can't remember what it is, but I think if you bought an iPhone, then it would be cheaper because you wouldn't have to pay VAT or something. But you can't live there without an invitation letter, right? If you're watching me from Jersey or Guernsey, you just know the fact. I think if you weren't born on the island, you can't just buy a house and move there. You have to have like an invitation letter to come and purchase a property, I think. Okay, UK overseas territories. This is where it gets super confusing now. So as you can see, due to the British Empire, many islands, small islands around the world, come under the UK's overseas territories. We're not really taught about these in school, so it's a bit bizarre even for us. And I've just noticed a second, well, apart from all my issues with the flags over here, and the comments I'm going to get from my Irish subscribers, I'm now going to get comments from my Argentinian subscribers, because the Falkland Islands is on this list as well. Right away. Okay, there are 14 British overseas territories, each with their own flag. Most have the Union Jack at the top left. Apart from Gibraltar, by the looks of it. Oh god, now I'm going to upset the Spanish as well. This is quite an upsetting double page. Okay. I don't actually, I've never heard it said. Is it Anguilla or Anguilla? The blue ensign with the coat of arms of Anguilla, I'm going to say, featuring 3 dolphins, cute, above a blue sea. The dolphins represent unity, strength and endurance. Ascension Island, blue ensign with a coat of arms featuring turtles. Where is Ascension Island then? Oh, it's right down by Africa. Interesting. And Anguilla is there. Bermuda. Now, I was in university with someone who was from Bermuda, and they came over to Wales to study in university. They were doing marine biology. Funny enough, because diving in Bermuda is amazing. Red enzymes is very different to the rest, with a coat of arms of Bermuda, which shows a lion holding a shield, representing a shipwreck. Find out more on page 155. Oh, it's under unusual flags, shipwrecked. Bermuda's flag shows a ship being wrecked on its high cliffs. The island was settled by shipwreck survivors in the 1600s, and the ship pictured is probably one of the wrecks that occurred around that time, though people argue over exactly which one it is. This is the only flag in the world that shows an accident happening. How bizarre. Oh, there's a cool one on Malaysia. I'll have to get to that at some point. Okay. Okay, next Cayman Islands, which are there. Not far from the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. A blue ensign with the island's coat of arms. The 3 stars stand for the 3 main islands. The pineapple is to show a link to Jamaica, which is there. British Indian Ocean Territories, that is that one there. This is an interesting one, isn't it? The flag is marked with a wavy blue and white bands, a palm tree, and a crown, the territory symbols. The wavy line symbolises the Indian Ocean. Yeah, okay. Falkland Islands. Argentinians know this as Las Malvinas. A blue ensign with the island's coat of arms featuring a ram and a ship called Desire, which was the name of the British ship that discovered the islands. British Virgin Islands. A blue ensign with a coat of arms featuring Saint Ursula, a nun said to have been martyred with 11,000 followers represented by lamps. Christopher Columbus first named the island when he discovered them. And they are British Virgin Islands. There. Okay, Gibraltar. Horizontal white and red bands, a 3-towered red castle and a golden key represent the fortress of Gibraltar. Gibraltar is just there, meters from the coast of Spain. I think most people just refer to it as the Rock, because it is basically a mountain with some land. Okay, Montserrat, which is, I think it's yeah. A blue ensign with the island's shield showing a woman in a green dress, embracing a Christian cross and holding an Irish harp. Irish prisoners were sent to the island in 1632. Pitcairn Islands. The British had a habit of sending criminals to islands around the world. I'm looking at you, Australia. Pitcairn Islands. A blue ensign with the island's coat of arms. Settlers in the island are descended from the mutineers of HMS Bounty. This is represented by an anchor and a Bible. The Pitcairn word. Oh God. You wouldn't want to be abandoned there, would you? I mean, maybe the island's lovely now, but not at the time. South Georgia and the Sandwich Islands, which is just next to the Falklands. Blue ensign with a coat of arms featuring a macaroni penguin and fur seal. St. Helena, which is, I think it's up here again. No, it's not. St. Helena is another one in the off the coast of Africa. Blue ensign with a coat of arms featuring a St. Helena plover bird and a 3-masted sailing ship. Tristan da Cunha. Blue design with a coat of arms featuring albatrosses and lobsters. Tristan de Cunha. Where is it? That's done there. At some point it would have been a Portuguese territory, I imagine, based on the name. And last but not least, Turks and Caicos Islands, which are there just north of Cuba. Blue ensign with a coat of arms featuring a conch shell, crayfish, and a cactus. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed that. I didn't find it too triggering, too upsetting. Apologies, I didn't think it was going to be as potentially upsetting to certain people as, but then it's the British overseas territories is always going to be a little bit controversial. Okay, and talking about controversial, we're going to do our last country in this entire section of Europe, and it is the Russian Federation, which is the official word, the official title of the country that everyone just calls Russia. But there is no country called Russia, it's actually the Russian Federation. And we're going to learn why, because when people think of Russia, we'll call it, people think, oh, it's one country. Actually, it's an incredibly complex mix of different groups, some of which are known as not countries per se, but there are lots of different terms. There are like 4 or 5 different terms depending on what sort of autonomy each region has. I'm not sure if that's beyond the scope of this book. It doesn't look like it says, for example, what division Chuvashia is. Maybe I'll do another video on this in the future. I thought I did one a while back. I can't remember though. Maybe a couple of years ago. I'll have to look for it. Okay, the Russian Federation. National civil, horizontal bands of white, blue and red. White, blue and red are the colours of the Dutch flag, which inspired its design. The colours also represent Moscow, Russia's capital city. The white, blue and red of the flag inspired the pan-Slavic colours used by other nations. We looked at Slovakia and Slovenia the other day. The medieval kingdom of Rus emerged in the 800s, but its flag was chosen by Tsar Peter the Great in the 17th century and was first used on merchant ships. The flag was replaced by the Soviet red banner with hammer, sickle and star following the Russian Revolution. The old flag was then reintroduced in 1991 after the breakup of the Soviet Union. Russia is the world's largest nation by area and straddles Europe and Asia. Russian ruler Tsar Peter the Great visited the Netherlands in the 1690s to learn about their shipbuilding techniques and was inspired by their flag. So 2 things we need to thank the Netherlands for: the Russian flag and carrots. Russian republics. Generally, Russian republics govern themselves and are allowed to establish their own official language. Each one has its own flag. I see. So we're just looking at the republics here. We're not looking at the okrugs and all the other different things that I can't remember. Because if you did, we'd be here all day. There are about 50 odd. Okay, Adygia. Green background of agriculture with gold stars, the 12 main tribes, and 3 arrows piece. It should be noted that many of these fall under, how can I put it, they are republics that represent different groups of people. For example, Turkic peoples the different ethnicities, different religions, different languages, all within the banner of the Russian Federation. Leticia is down the south here. Chechnya, which I think is probably one of the most famous. Horizontal bands of green Islam, white for hope, and red bloodshed for Chechnya. A traditional white and gold patterned band down the flag hoist as the wind picks up outside. Chechnya is also down in this southern region where many of the different ones are. Chechnya is there. It's right on the border with, I think, Georgia, which is here. Altai. Now, Altai. Altai is over here. And it was in the east. Oh, sorry, I can't see. There. So, we're closer to China and Kazakhstan. Altai, a wide horizontal white band piece, two blue bands of different thicknesses, sky, mountains and rivers, separated by a thin white strip. Chuvashia, a red tree of life, growing from a red horizontal band below a gold background. Hope and riches. Three suns are a traditional regional symbol. And Chuvashia is here. Okay, Bashkortostan. You can tell by the stan at the end that it's got certain associations with the Islamic tribes of the Iranian area. Bashkortostan itself is... Here's the fairly large one over here. And this is Kazakhstan here, which is also an Islamic country of Turkic peoples. Bashkortostan, three horizontal bands of blue, white and green with a symbol of kurai flowers. Dagestan, which is this one down the bottom here on the coast. And I think I saw the other week that it has a desert. It's one of the only deserts in the European area. Dagestan, horizontal bands of green, the land blue, the Caspian Sea, and red, courage. Buryatia is next, and that is also in the east. This is Buryatia, just north of China. And Ingushetia is second. Ingushetia, however, is nowhere near there. Ingushetia is just down here. Buryatia, horizontal bands of blue, white and yellow with the Soyombo symbol, which represents the moon, stars and half. And then Ingushetia, very cool flag. A wide horizontal white band, purity, with narrow green bands top and bottom, the land and Islam. A red sun symbol in the center. Okay, next we've got Kabardino-Balkaria. Kabardino-Balkaria is, I don't have a clue actually. There, on the border with Georgia. Three horizontal bands of blue sky, white snowy mountains, and green land, a symbol representing mountains in the center, because it's very mountainous. That's the Caucasus mountain range there. Kalmykia. It's a good test me, I can't remember half these places. Kalmykia is here. Symbol of a lotus, eternity, on a yellow background representing sun. Okay, next Karachay-Cherkessia. Karachay-Cherkessia. There. 3 horizontal bands of blue, peace, green, nature, and red, unity, with a central symbol of mountains as well. Again, in the same region. Komi. Now Komi is there. 3 horizontal bands of blue, the north, green forests, and white snow and purity. And it would be very cold there. North Ossetia, Alania. That is again here, just north of Georgia. 3 horizontal bands of white, purity, red, freedom and courage, and yellow, fertile crops. Tuva. Tuva is here, north of China. The yellow triangle on the left. Prosperity, with thin white bands, purity, separating the blue sections, strength and bravery. Okay, Karelia is next, and Karelia on the Finnish border here, border with Finland. Then we're going to look at Mariel, which is here. I love the word Mariel. So, Karelia, 3 horizontal bands of red, unity, blue, lakes, and green forests. And Mariel, very cool flag as well. Traditional symbol of a bear holding a sword downwards in peace, on a white background with a decorative red band running down the hoist. Okay, next for the big one, Sakha. Now Sakha is this one here. So it's an extremely large region. Republic, excuse me. And then Udmurtia, where is Udmurtia there? Sakha, a wide horizontal blue band, the sky, with a sun symbol, narrow bands of white snow, red, courage and green forests. And then Udmurtia. 3 vertical bands in black, the earth, white, the cosmos, and red, life, an 8-pointed red sun symbol in the center. And the last 3, Khakassia, Mordovia, and Tatarstan. Tatarstan, I know, it's here. Mordovia is also there, and Khakassia is actually over here. Khakassia first, 3 horizontal bands of blue, white and red from the Russian flag. In the wrong order though, it looks like Serbia's old flag. Serbia, Montenegro. A green band running down the flag hoist marked with a traditional sun symbol. Mordovia, looks a bit like Paraguay. 3 horizontal bands of red, white and blue from the Russian flag with a central sun symbol. And lastly, but not least, Tatarstan. Horizontal bands of green for Islam and red Russian Christianity, separated by a narrow white band of peace. Off the top of my head, I think Tatarstan were the last republic to join the Russian Federation and held out for a little bit. And there was a little bit of an uprising as well at one point. So they are probably along with Chechnya and Tatarstan are 2 of the more vocal republics of the Russian republics, from what I understand. Okay, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like, and if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. Check out the other videos in this series, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Be nice. I know there's quite a few controversial-ish topics today. Tell me how cool Wales's flag is. And if you love what I do and you want to support me in 2024, you can do that by joining me on Patreon, joining any tier system, because all the perks are the same, even the bottom one. And I will start in 2024 doing an extra video per month to begin with, one per month, and we'll see if I can increase it, which I will never release on this channel. It'll just be on Patreon, and it will be a maps and flags related video per month. Hello to my two new Patreon patrons. I never know how to call them, Patreons or patrons. My two new patrons who joined yesterday. Hello there, and to all of my